Hello, one, hello, all. Welcome to the premiere episode of American Werewolf and London. That, of course, is strategically named. I play the part of American. Playing the role of Werewolf is a good friend of the channel, 13th Wolfman. Wolf, say hello.
How you doing, everybody? Ow.
Oh, so weak
Very
for the
nice.
first one. All right,
No, that's okay.
we'll let it slide. We're going to be on Skype next week, so that's the real show. And of course, representing London, even though she's nowhere technically near London, Emily from
London, Lincolnshire, they sound similar.
Sure, UK.
Somewhere.
Emily.
Yeah. Hello.
just stop all over whatever I'm saying, and then just airbag it. That's that's good. So this is our first episode. I don't think we designed this to focus strictly on horror, but we'll probably hang out in the neighborhood pretty heavily. The first real meaty topic that we decided to discuss is contrivance versus stupidity in horror.
Mm-hmm.
And Emily brought up a beautiful film by the title Bear, a 2010 film that has a 2.8 rating on IMDb. Emily, would you like to tell us about this film and how you came across it and just how stupid the people are?
Certainly. The film takes place in the middle of East Jesus Nowhere. These two couples are driving in a car to attend a parents' anniversary dinner. They have to go through the woods and, of course, take a shortcut, get lost, break down. Nobody's phone is working. This all sounds very familiar. Mm-hmm. When a small-ish bear happens upon them, they shoot it without much cause for concern. I don't think the bear is menacing them particularly. And then when the bear's mother turns up, of course, they have run out of bullets and they're in a bit of a pickle. That's the basic premise.
Right. And I don't hear any stupidity yet, or contrivance.
Oh, do you not?
No. No.
Well then.
No.
Okay.
Have we? Wait, did you talk about the cake yet?
No, we haven't.
Well, that was my subtle way of leading you into it.
All right. Well, one of the various ploys they have for getting rid of the bear is to lure it into the car with cake, which, as we all know.
Go ahead, Wolf. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so when they're trying to lure it into the car, so what do they plan to do with the bear once it's in the? I mean, don't they still need the car to go where they're going?
You'd assume so, or I guess they were going to trap the bear in the car and hope that it doesn't know how to drive.
Well, if it's trapped, I mean, if the car can't move, it's just a glass housing at that point.
I've been to circuses. I've seen bears drive. So we're hoping it's not a trained bear. But yeah.
Shit! This is a manual. I only know automatic.
Yeah, there you go. It's not a golf cart with a different shell on it, you know. just pump and go. But honestly, I haven't seen this movie. This is like CP said before we went on. It's like this is one that they have up on me. So is this supposed to take place in America or?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, or so their car is just going to be like one of those cheesy Econobox like Ford Fiestas or something.
Yeah, it's a chunky sort of thing, like maybe a 2x4. I don't know. It's slightly bigger than the standard car, but it's not a monster truck.
Oh, a 2x4 is a plank of wood. I think you meant 4x4, right? Like a trucky type car, but not a car.
I don't drive. I'm sorry.
Oh, like an SUV.
Fucking Brits and their little goddamn Mini Coopers. Yeah, so that sounds pretty fucking stupid. Trying to draw a bear into the car. Although I can't, without seeing an ounce of footage, I can't imagine what the fuck made them think to want to leave the car. If they're in the car, aren't they safe?
Well, you got to remember they got out to shoot the little bear.
Oh yeah, they had to do that first.
But why?
I think at one point another of them leaves and manages to walk to where the diner is, where they're supposed to meet the parents, but then the bear drags him back to the car.
No.
And
Revenant style.
There's kind of a twist ending thing, which I'm not sure if I should go into or not.
No pun intended. Yeah, that's pretty wretched. Well, before we went live, we kind of got into it about Saw and how I would feel that there's a little bit of both contrivance, well, and stupidity. But Wolf, you were kind of defending whoever would have to go through a trap.
I'm just saying that when it comes down to it, you know, you have your choice. You can you know, in the very first movie, they got that reverse bear trap on the chick, and you know, once it goes off, it's going to tear her head from her jaw, upper lower jaw, straight back, and just pop it open. And then they say, well, what you could do is you can go over and you can. There's a key in this person over here. All you gotta do is find. You know, they basically mark it out. All you gotta do is just cut them open and take out the key. You know, and they're like, well, I don't want to do that. Well, okay, so here are your choices. You can die, or you can deal with the guilt of cutting a person open. And, you know, I deal with the guilt. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. I've always thought her trap was a lot easier than, say, the others in that film. Especially the flammable jelly one. I don't think it's possible for that one to be one. But stabbing another person, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, well, then there's one where someone had like a key behind their eye, their eyeball. It's like, okay, so I lose an eye.
Hello, Jason Hamilton. Hello, Culture Freak. Hello from Denmark. So the one that, like, I haven't clicked on it yet, but Watch Mojo has a top 10 of top 10 shitty Saw traps, and the thumbnail is the glass.
That's my favorite. It's one of my favorite traps.
I don't remember the particulars, but wouldn't the smart thing to do be like use one hand?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
That's in the second movie. It's in the same room as the needle pit, which is like one of my favorite things when the person gets tossed into the needle pit. But
guys, in the chat, if you know of a moment of stupidity that you like, and or we'll call it a MacGuffin, because Emily and her fucking thesaurus words, or contrivance, if you feel the need, by all means shout it out in the chat, and we'll get to it. Hamilton says the razor blade jungle gym is pretty fucked up. I think that's exactly what you were just talking about, right?
Oh yeah, that was the first one, wasn't it?
Where like it's a fucking just a sea of razor blades. It's a hay and a razor blade stack or whatever the fuck.
I don't remember. There was the first movie where he had to get through a wire maze.
Oh,
is that the one?
Yeah, no, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. Well, no, I think we're both right, but one of us is misinterpreting the definition.
Well, the one where he has to where they have to put their hands up into the glass box. That's the second movie. That's where they have to reach up in there to get them. God, I don't think it's a key. I think it's
a vial of antidote.
It's a vial of like something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I'm with CP on that. You just use one hand. You don't stick up just because there's two holes there doesn't mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, aren't they always timed too? Like, I think, like, if you put yourself in those shoes and you know you're gonna fucking go in minutes, like your mind starts racing. So, sure. I mean, how many people genuinely have the enough willpower to stop and say, all right, hold on, it's like willpower. I don't mean willpower. To just take a breath and say, all right, well, let's figure this out here for a second. Not many
Only
people.
One in the Saw franchise that I can think of, and he's a spoiler, so I don't know if I should bring him up.
Which film are we referring?
I think it's 4 or 5.
Okay.
Or 6.
I think I know where she's going to go, but go ahead.
So yeah, this is a person who got out of the cube of death, the water that would keep filling up, and he also escaped a reverse bear trap.
With the pen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, yeah, you can work your way around it without completely spoiling it, I think, right? The pen guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
but
he's the only one I can think of that had the presence of mind, and I think there's probably a reason for that. Like he would have to be smart enough to think his way out for reasons.
Right. Hamilton confirms that what Emily was talking about is what he was thinking of, the razor wire maze. The one where all of them can get decapitated if they don't get the key, but come to find out one key would have worked for all of them.
Exactly. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That was like part 5 also, and they're all trying to get forward a little bit more, and each time one goes forward, it pulls all the other ones back, and yeah.
So wait, what am I thinking of? Where the heroin addict has to dive into a bunch of needles and
that's Amanda.
Doesn't dive into it. He gets thrown into it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh right.
It's not even supposed to be her trap. It's for somebody else, and she just gets lobbed in.
Yeah. Because the oversized steroid freaks out. Just picks her up and throws her in there. He's like,
hey, you like needles?
Exactly. There's a key in the bottom of somewhere in that giant needle pit, and so he just throws her in there and says, find it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, "Oh, covered it." Such a cool.
I guess. Hey, Dino, what's going on, man? He says hello to all of us.
Hey,
hello, Dino. Thanks for joining us. I think like general moments of stupidity is like it seems to be at least the 80s. It was pretty heavy. Cars that just don't start. Having a shitty vehicle in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. Insert having
insert killer.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, this phone never works. I guess maybe that's contrivance, right? That's kind of making that moment shitty for the sake of, believability. But I don't know.
In defense of the 80s movies, a lot of those movies took place like out at summer camps or out in the woods somewhere, and it's like the truth of the matter is that at the time they probably did have crappy reception, and they barely made any money to own a decent car that wasn't a 73 Pinto.
Well, let me stop you there, Dino. That was awfully generous, dude. Dino just donated $5.
Oh, thank you very much.
That was quite sexy of you, Dino. He says he enjoy the live streams. Keep it up. It only takes a few seconds. Oh yeah, he's talking about the Friday thing that Emily and I did yesterday. Already gone. Paramount says no Friday for you.
Boo, Paramount.
Yeah, which is bullshit because our Raw thing we have just as much footage from, and that's kind of in the forefront.
Did you guys use trailers or something?
No, we did a commentary. We there was no audio. We kind of put the or at least I did. So every now and again, just so somebody knew where we were. And I mean, Crispin Glover dancing, I have to put that on. I mean, come on, that's
it's the law. And the clips you showed were kind of laggy anyway. I don't think anyone could say that you were spoiling the film for anybody. Or...
Well, Paramount can. What like if it were
so part 4, obviously.
right. So what I don't get is I don't know who produced Raw, but that commentary, which I did the same thing. I would put clips up every now and again. I mean, shit, there was some risque stuff that I left up there and didn't realize. But that's something that they can make a lot of money off of today and didn't care to do anything about. Friday the 13th, the final chapter. I mean, honestly, listen, I know it's a big franchise, but like, how often are they getting searches for the final chapter?
I'm guessing not so many as for others, or
versus Raw, like right now.
Well,
yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of people
or even within the same franchise, I guess.
I'd say there's a lot of people that love the final chapter, so you never know.
Not
I mean,
Emily.
it's not one of my favorites.
Oh,
it's not my top 3.
It's not your top 3.
No,
All right,
we've
so
talked about this. My top 3 is 2, 3, and 6.
2, 3, and 6. Is that the order? 2 is your favorite?
Yeah, 2 and 3. Yeah, that's the order.
And CP says I shouldn't have seen those.
I said, don't worry about those. Let's go to 4. Wolf says, wait a minute. What do you mean? Yeah, it only takes a few seconds. Crispin is great. I think they flagged it because they showed how Jason dies. Oh, which if you haven't seen how Jason dies, you're living under a fucking rock.
Hello, rock dweller.
My top 3 is 642. That I'm with you on the first 2. What's my third? I think my third is 1. 641. I think. It's
1
so
was pretty
funny.
good.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I love C.J. Graham as Jason, and Richard Booker also as Jason. I just like the look of Jason a little more in part 2, to make it, my number 1 spot. But,
Hillbilly Jason.
Yeah, Hillbilly the town that dreaded sundown Jason.
Yes, sir.
And part 2 rips off one of my all-time favorite Italian movies, Bay of Blood. Most of the kills in part 2 are stolen from Bay of Blood.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah, that movie came out like 10 years before it, and the spear through the couple that are on the bed, right out of Bay of Blood.
Really?
Yeah.
But I bet the wheelchair death wasn't stolen.
No.
That was pretty creative. You gotta give it
let's put a guy at the top of. Let's put a guy in a wheelchair at the top of like the stairs from The Exorcist. You can't go forward. And if he does, he's gonna die no matter what. So let's just
Pretty sure the fall would kill him, but let's put a fucking cleaver in his head just in case.
Just in case, yeah. Just drive it in as he hits the steps.
Patrick Holmes, hello, Patrick. Hello. In part 2, Jason looked like a cheap Klansman knockoff. Well, it's not pointy. It's I guess cheap. Wolfman, I have to see Bay of Blood now. Yeah. You know what year it was made, Wolf?
I believe it came out in 1972. It's put out by Mario Bava. It's also known as what?
No, I'm just shocked.
It's known by a few other names.
Who is the gaffer?
Some Italian guy. Much like everyone else. It's known by a couple of different names. It's like Death, Twitch of the Death Nerve is one of them, and a few others. But Bay of Blood's the one I basically know it as.
To divert for a split second, we talk about knockoffs. People have been telling me to see The Burning like forever. Dennis and I finally saw it. Dennis from the Blue Corner.
Right.
We finally saw it. He owns it, so he's seen it a couple times. I finally saw it for the first time a couple days ago. I don't understand why there's no sequel. And it felt like it was too dramatic. Like they focused far too much on like weird drama. Like
right.
It felt like if they could leave wherever they were stuck without the canoes, why stay?
Because at the same time that this movie is being filmed at this end of the lake, another movie is being filmed at the other end of the lake.
Is that true?
We were just talking about that movie.
Friday 2?
Yeah, Friday the 13th, the first one.
So even if they do make it over there, they're not going to have a good time.
Pamela's just going to say no.
Yeah. Both films were filmed on the same lake at the same time.
Wow. So wait, The Burning came out in 81 though. So So Friday the 13th came out first, but they were shot at the same time.
They were shot around the same time on the same lake. Yeah.
No shit. I don't know what I have to say about that. I just figured, I mean, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but
yeah, exactly. I
could see 2 or 3 more of them.
Yeah, I don't think it made. I don't think it made the money that they were expecting.
Yeah, MGM made it. The Weinsteins wrote and had a lot of stuff
influence with it. Yeah,
right. So that was quite interesting.
But it seems like more people are discovering it now because Jason Alexander and Holly Hunter were in it.
Holly Hunter's got like no lines in that movie though.
But people are discovering it because it's like, oh wow, Holly Hunter was in a horror film. You know, it's like Vanna White was in Graduation Day.
And what's his face from Hackers is in it too. He's the guy with the glasses and the beard. He gets his fingers chopped off.
Yeah.
I mean spoiler.
I mean spoiler. This is what happens.
So there's this campfire scene where they tell the legend of Cropsey, the burning. I keep forgetting the title of the fucking thing. I keep wanting to say the howling. I don't know why. It's the something-ing.
The something-ing.
Just call it Cropsey. What the fuck? Wolf, what is that campfire legend scene? Where was that first done? Because Friday the 13th Part 2, they do the same thing. On the legend of Jason, they're all sitting around a fucking campfire and cue scary story. What was do you know, first of all? Secondly, if you do, what was that first film to do that?
I honestly, that probably one of those two because I can't
really
think of any. Well, I mean, there's a campfire scene in Jaws where they're all sitting around, you know, and they're it's a bonfire type thing, and they're all sitting around talking. But I don't think any scary stories are being uttered.
Right,
you know?
There's 2 separate ways of the approach too. Friday the 13th too. It's more of a, you know, we're being serious. We're telling you about the legend of Jason because Part 1 was his mom, and now Part 2 it's him, and he was supposed to be dead, but here's the catch up. And in the blankening, the burning, they do the scary story, but then they have like this jump scare thing, the guy in the mask, which I remember like the first time I've seen something like that was Club Dread, which was 2004, which is well after that. So I've seen that scene done backwards. So I'm curious to know, like,
I wonder, the movie Meatballs. I think there's a story, I think there's a scene where they try to scare the girls in Meatballs.
Okay.
With a similar type story, even though it's not a horror film, but they're in a camp, you know.
Okay.
And, I mean, I remember going to camps as a kid, and that was always like the thing. It's like everyone's always trying to come up with the scary story to freak you out. Some kid tried to do it with us, and I remember he was just telling us the story, the plot to Alien.
Oh, Dino, tonight. Oh wait, no, not tonight. Friday on the Late Late Horror Show, he's doing a Monster Squad trivia night. And if I am certainly awake, I will absolutely pop in. Monster Squad. That's a gem of a movie. That's Goonies for horror kids, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not incredibly sharp on it, but absolutely, if I'm awake, I'll be there.
Well, here's a piece of trivia for you. John Grice, the guy that played the werewolf in the Monster Squad, is the same guy that played the werewolf in Fright Night Part 2.
Oh.
Well, he also went on to play. He was also on the TV show The Pretender with Michael C. Weiss. You know, so.
There you go, dude. You have a bonus question in case you didn't have that. And by the way,
I watched the horror show, and they more likely do have. They're pretty knowledgeable. I watched that thing, and then they're up on their.
Dude, Dino knows his shit. What gets me stressed out is the connections aren't the same. And there's times where I'm typing in the answer and I see it on my chat first, but on his end, he'll get like 2 people in front of me. And I'm just like, I'm typing the whole fucking thing out and I'm first.
Yeah.
And people are typing B. And I'm like, no!
You're typing B.
Exactly. I type Camp Crystal Lake, they type B. And they beat me. I'm like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. So yeah, it's a little frustrating, but it's a hell of a show. You do a hell of a job there, Dino. Yeah. So last night I was trying to figure out who the police officer, the sheriff on television from Friday the 13th, the final chapter. He's only on television. That is also the sheriff from Scream. So that is that.
Oh, I see.
Right, and that is Louis Arquette.
Is that David's father?
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh. What else you got, Wolf?
Actually, David Arquette's grandfather was an actor too.
Really?
Yeah, but he went by a stage name. His last name wasn't Arquette. It was Charlie. Oh man.
Why don't you know this? What the fuck, man? What good are you? I'm just kidding.
But yeah, Louis Arquette. That's his father. There's the 5 Arquette kids. You know.
God damn. Yeah, and his sister just passed recently. She was in The Wedding Singer.
His brother / sister.
Mm-hmm.
Because started out as Alexis Arquette.
Alexis Arquette, right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking transgender, but I mean, I definitely remember the fact that for a long time it was a dude. And
oh, sure. I mean, if you follow the Wachowskis, they made Bound as the brothers, Matrix as the brothers.
Yeah.
What was it as brother and sister, and now they're sister and sister. So it's it's just hard to keep up with. That's all. We're just
It's a mind blower. It really is, because again, like you said, the Wachowski brothers. Now it's like the Wachowski sisters. Okay.
It's easier to. Go ahead, Emily.
I don't see that it's that much to keep up with. If you can get used to calling her Courtney Cox Arquette, it's
I couldn't get used to that though. To me, she's just Courtney Cox. It's the chick from Misfits of Science.
Yeah.
Or the Bruce Springsteen video.
Well, I'd prefer to be, just for the sake of easy tongue salad, brothers, sisters. When it was mismatched for a second, you used to sing the Wachowski brothers. When it was one of them was a girl, one of them was a boy, it was like the Wachowski siblings.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. Yeah. I guess that's the easy way. What the fuck? What do I know?
Now they're just the Wachowskis.
Mm-hmm. And the Wachowski sisters. It's all good. Hey, so stupid people in horror. Let's steer back, huh?
There's a lot of.
Don't want to get too political here. Yeah.
Well, we were talking about Scream. Stupid people in horror.
Well, what Scream, and it had a short shelf life, but it kind of steered attention back to, man, let's make fun of everything we love, and we can re-love it again because we know it's stupid.
I know, but honestly, nothing is dumber than Tatum thinking that with that chest that she has, that she could fit through the dog door on the garage.
Yeah, that was a miscalculation.
Yeah, that was a little odd.
I'm stuck. Yeah, okay.
Of course you are. Of course you are, dear.
You have a choice. You can let the bad guy come in at you with a knife and chase you around. And you can try to head for the door. Or let's go through the door that's this size and her breasts and her body's like this big. Yeah.
Or I mean, she was only like 30% out the doggy door, so you would figure just pushing yourself sideways or back out. I mean,
it's getting that other shoulder through there, though. I mean, you look at it, she's like this through the door.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
We'll have to go back and watch that scene very, very carefully.
Yeah. Pause. Make sure
for
that
science.
we know. Well, I mean, for the sake of saving your life, I think you'd put up with dislocating a shoulder or
losing a nipple.
Right.
Yeah.
To put it in a male comparison, if we have to hurdle over something,
spiky. Yeah.
You'd almost
over something spiky. It's just the way Emily said that.
How about Hollywood in general for stupid people in horror? I know you're right. Your tits are stupendous, Trey. Oh man, how does your tits are stupendous make it to every stream I'm in? We're gonna have to do a commentary on Friday the 13th. 09 just to get that fucking tits are stupendous line out of here. Scary Movie, the garage door fell down.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be more stupid moments than the garage door. I mean, but again, Scream, you almost got the idea that they were doing it as like a look at how stupid horror is.
Yeah.
The thing is that Sidney Prescott says early in the film, she goes, "I don't watch horror movies because there's some big busted chick run up the stairs and she should be going out the door."
Right.
Sure.
Right.
So she says this in front of all her friends, and then her best friend, goes for the doggy door.
Well, and not even minutes later does she opt to run around instead of going out the front door. So that's the meta / irony of it all. I mean, Tatum, Rose McGowan, awfully cold in that garage. I don't think that was an accident.
It's what, Northern California, Southern Oregon? I always thought it was Oregon, to be honest. But
regardless, she wasn't wearing a jacket, so I don't think it was cold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not complaining.
All right, Dino.
None of us are complaining.
Dino's taking off. Dino says later, guys and gal. And ta-ta, Dino, thanks again. We'll check in with you soon. The C word, cunt.
There it is.
Dino, I guess Dino requested the C word. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it wasn't some fuckface. It was Dino saying the C word. I'm out. When Drew Barrymore answers the killer in Friday the 13th is Jason instead of Mrs. Voorhees, I wonder if she knew the correct answer as a real person. As a real person?
You mean the actress?
In other words, is she into horror in real life?
Oh, Drew?
Yeah, did Drew know the answer?
Well, she was quite aware of her magnitude to the movie, and she wanted to be killed off early. She wanted to have that psycho.
Well, that was the whole thing. Yeah, Wes Craven was going for the whole psycho, Janet.
Well, no, Drew Barrymore was supposed to have Nev Campbell's role, and she said, it would be better if
more Hitchcockian,
right.
Well,
right.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying, all along, Cece was, no matter who played Cece, they were going to die at the beginning because Wes Craven wanted to get a somewhat known person to play that role and kill them off, a.k.a. Janet Leigh. This killer's name is Billy Loomis. Sam Loomis, Psycho. I mean,
yeah.
The Loomis family.
All right, so put yourself in that opening scene of Scream. We've all seen Scream, right, Emily?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so put yourself in that opening scene. How does she avoid dying, or how does she avoid stupidity, or
hypothetically,
what?
You mean?
Yeah, well, yeah. Keep in mind it's 96, so there's the internet's not really that prominent.
Mm-hmm. Mobile phones were just becoming a thing, weren't they? Which was
right.
good.
She did have one handy. Just hang up and fucking dial 911. But I guess she's in the middle of nowhere. We do know her parents are coming home pretty soon. So, what, hide? Emily?
Yeah, you get the answer.
Could she
right, dude.
like set off the smoke detectors and
Get the answer
security
right.
system? I don't know. Well, that's obvious, but like he's gonna go. Yeah, you're right. It was Pam. I'll give you that one. Fair enough. I'll piss off.
Well, she argues her point. She's like, I saw that movie 20 freaking times. Blah blah. You know, it was Jason, and he's like, no, it's not. It was the mother. You know, I'm like, okay, yeah. Just if you're gonna argue your point, make sure you're right. Yeah.
You tricked me. But I feel like there.
You know, you never see in horror films. You never see a woman that's getting chased down. You know, go for the nards on the killer.
Oh, kick the balls.
Yeah,
I'm sure I would have seen that somewhere.
you would
Maybe the
think.
neck or the eyes or somewhere. I don't know.
Hamilton says, grab the popcorn she was popping and smack him in the face with it.
Yeah, hit him with the.
That's an option.
Yeah.
Just melt the mask right off his fucking face.
Oh yeah, the mask. Well, yeah. I mean,
And we would all see was Stu or Billy, and you know.
She was in her kitchen. You'd think that they'd have some sort of sharp something.
Knives, yeah, possibly. A corkscrew.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she knows her house. You would think that in the best case scenario, if you're trapped, you'd want to be somewhere where you know everything.
Where the rolling pin is, you know.
Yeah. What was all right? So getting Friday the 13th wrong. That's what killed the boyfriend on the patio. But the second question was, which door am I at, or some shit like that, right?
That was the last question. Yeah.
Yeah. So at some point, you just say, "Fuck it." All right, give me 20 seconds to answer this question, and go, back yourself into a corner that and grab a cleaver or a machete and try your luck.
But if you know that the boyfriend was killed and the body's at the back door.
And I guess in this scenario, she doesn't know that both doors are covered. She thinks she has at least a 50-50 chance.
Right.
So. And the back door, she just witnessed her boyfriend die. So, I mean, we don't know how many killers there are.
That's it, yeah.
But, I guess
that's what I would go for. I mean, I would go if I saw my significant other at the back door. I'd be going out the front, even though knowing now, like Emily's saying, it's hindsight, it's 2020, knowing that they're
just go where the boyfriend is. Killers never strike in the same place twice.
Honey, you've seen Friday the 13th, right? Tell him. Tell him.
A friend.
Okay. Well, I'll try that next time.
Friday
There's a body. It will not come here. I'm safe.
Jason got kneed in the balls by Jenny in Friday Part 2. Patrick says 2009 Friday the 13th. Did they knee Jason in the balls in 2009 Friday the 13th? I guys, there's a delay, so when you just give generic answers that just are words, you got to be a little. I'm sorry. I'm reading what you're saying like 20 seconds later, and sometimes not even later than that. So Patrick, I don't know what 2009 Friday the 13th means.
Yeah, I found the other side of that.
He means the remake.
Oh no, I know what that means. I mean, shit. What I know what that means, but what is it in reference to? Is my question. So I'm trying to. I don't think 2009 Jason got kicked in the nuts, but is dumb. Oh, okay. Thank you, Patrick. Yes, I agree. It is dumb.
And it works for lady serial killers too. You can kick them in the cunt. That works just as well.
Wow.
Most people don't know this, but
Emily dropping the C word.
I've honestly, always wondered.
Cunt punt.
That's snappy. Yeah, that's a good phrase for that.
Oh, you need to spend some time in America. That's not that fresh. No pun intended.
No, it's just to get a side note. It's weird how over in the UK, that word is spoken.
Cunt? Do you mean cunt? You're speaking about cunt, right?
Yeah. And they use it as a whole different, verb or whatever. That you're a cunt. But here you don't say that word unless it's almost worse than the F word here. I mean, It's really weird. It's just.
So in comedy clubs, we'd have a hot list of words that you couldn't say in a particular town or a news subject or something. And the top 3 words was always nigger, cunt, faggot. And those were always the 3 words that you couldn't say no matter where you were in the country. It was always those 3. I've never been really far south, so perhaps the N-word might have been lifted in places like Mississippi or something, but yeah, those were the 3 hot words that you really just couldn't say. And I apologize if anybody's been offended, but in context, what the fuck did I just say? I didn't say anything. So yeah, it's strange. It's strange how here in Denmark, everything is on TV. All the curses are on TV. There's no like what do you guys call it, Emily? Watershed?
Yeah. That's post 9 p.m. television.
Yeah, there's none of that here. There's fuck, shit, cock. It's all. I mean, nudity.
Dude, it's getting to be like that here in the U.S.
What do you mean?
Oh well, I don't know if anyone's watching Blood Drive on the Sci-Fi Channel, but it comes on late enough that they're letting them get away with everything, and it's on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Technically, that's cable, so.
Technically, it's cable, but it's a channel that gets advertisers. You know, so those are usually the ones that we'll pull out if you hear too much. But they were dropping the F-bomb left and right.
Dude, I watched a movie where the nude scene was intact, the F-bomb was the fuck was intact. They said fuck during a fuck scene.
Best time to say it, really.
I'm gonna fuck you.
Look, I'm fucking you.
What the fuck, man? What are you fucking me for? You're fucking me right in the cunt, for fuck's sake.
There you go. It's a Tarantino film, everybody.
So, and then there was a commercial for women's napkins that was much more colorful than anything I've seen ever in the States, and they had a thing where it was a used lady napkin, and it was, it wasn't blue water, it was fucking red, and that was a commercial. So I was shocked. Just 7 p.m. watching a fuck scene where they say fuck, and then sure enough, the commercials are for bloody tampons.
Maybe it's better that way. I mean, as a teenage girl, I was alarmed when it wasn't coming out blue. I was concerned.
But the commercial said blue. Something's wrong. Well, I like Seinfeld. Why did I do that? Yeah.
How did we go into this?
I don't remember. It's my fault. It's got to be my fault. Derek Mears is a great Jason. I'd love to see him face Tyler Maine's Michael Myers, and he quoted Psycho when he was revealed to be the killer. Oh, Patrick, you're referring Anthony Perkins from Scream. Across the seas, they probably have frosted cunt flakes.
Why frosted?
Yeah.
No, never mind.
Why would you put sugar on cunt flakes? Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, sugar and corn syrup, just not a big deal here in Europe. So that's what I'm learning. He didn't specify which Friday the 13th. Patrick, you're on a different planet, man. Either you started like 40 minutes ago, or I don't know what part of the stream you're watching, because your shit is so all over the place. You talked about quoted Psycho, and then he didn't specify which Friday the 13th. Okay. They say shit and bitch all the time in Walking Dead. Yeah, another cable show that is, I think they do that after 10 p.m. I think Walking Dead starts at 10 p.m., 9 p.m.
7 p.m. here.
Would you say the Walking Dead characters are fairly savvy for a zombie apocalypse type
savvy
setup? Savvy, smart, canny, intelligent.
I don't know. I mean, in season 2, it took them 8 episodes to realize that Sophia was dead.
Spoiler.
Let's go search for a girl that we know is missing for 8 episodes.
Well, all right. So what quantifies as stupid in a zombie? Not like genuinely.
Not being equipped, I suppose, is one. Like, get yourself at least a melee weapon, preferably something short and long range.
Yeah.
Because you just never know with those guys.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not carrying two around on chains as pets.
Mm-hmm. Maybe get a bicycle. Those don't really need fuel.
There you go.
I don't know. Like, it really depends on the kind of zombie.
Yeah, they don't need fuel, but you can probably get tackled by a zombie on a bike. Just nah.
Well, it depends how fast you pedal.
It depends on the zombie too. I mean, whatever movie you're in. I mean, if you're in a Romero film, then there's a good chance you could outrun them.
Knowing the zombie movies that I've seen, they're quite herd oriented. They're always
They travel in packs.
You got to go around them, man. You don't head towards. It's like football. You don't head towards the guy that's going to stop you. You go around. It might take longer to get there. You might have to go 5 miles out of your way to go 30 feet. But hey.
Yeah. I guess there's not many Walking Dead stupid moments. I mean, the people that are stupid usually they buy it pretty quick. Like there's the dude that wants to commit suicide on top of a dumpster. I'm not going to spoil who it is and who they're with, but there's the moment where he tries to commit suicide and people thought something happened, but it didn't really happen. And dude, instead of shooting yourself, just fucking stage dive and
into a pack of zombies.
Right. Like what? Huh?
That would be a spectacular way to go.
But the thing that sucks is like you stage dive into a pack of zombies or walkers, whatever they're calling them this week, and all they do is they don't eat all of you, you know, and next thing you know, you're legless, you're crawling around, and you're still alive. It's like, I want to make sure I'm not coming back.
Yeah, fair point. Because if you're a legless zombie, then that's just embarrassing. Someone wants me some brains.
Then you're the woman in the opening episode, the chick the first chick that Rick sees, all bottomless, just like the girl, the zombie who somehow had tits in Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Brains. I want to know how zombies can say brains without lips. Brains. Brains. I don't know. Never mind. If you're in 28 days / weeks later on a bicycle, you're fucked. Yes, Hamilton's got a point.
But
those are running zombies. Yeah, that's a outbreak.
Yeah, those are rage zombies, and they tend not to travel in packs. So as long as you don't have one trailing you.
That was the most badass scene in the trailer when the black dude's in the window with the red eyes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love those movies, but they're not zombie films. I mean, I do. I still want the third movie. I want the 28 months later, man.
Fucking Jason Hamilton. I said the same thing. He says, side note, Wolfman, I like your whole rear window setup with the telescope behind you.
Dun, dun, dun.
It is. It's right at a rear window. You just need a wheelchair.
And it's not a telescope. It's binoculars. Come on.
Oh. Even better.
Yeah. Who wants to do this? No. The ending of season 3. You say there's no stupid moments in Walking Dead, but
no. I didn't say that. I said usually if there was a stupid moment, they paid their dues. They got theirs.
Well, you would think so, but this is what turned me off of The Walking Dead was the end of season 3. The governor is chasing down the blonde chick,
Andrea.
I was gonna say Audrey, but it's been so long. But yeah, Andrea, and they wind up in this warehouse, and all of a sudden zombies are like all around them and whatnot. And she gets out of there and pushes him into this horde of zombies. She's running. She gets towards the woods. She's near the prison, and out of nowhere, the governor pops up. He was just in this giant horde of zombies. He's completely unscathed, and I'm like, that's it. I'm done. This is the dumbest ending ever. And that's when I quit watching Walking Dead after season 3.
So you'd call that more of a contrivance? I suppose.
She means MacGuffin.
I think so. Yeah.
No,
I
a
really
MacGuffin
do.
is something that is sought after, isn't it? It's a sought after item that drives the plot.
It's an item that pushes the plot forward.
Well,
it doesn't even need to be in the movie. They just need to talk about it.
Yeah.
What would you mean by contrivance, Emily?
I'd say a contrivance is...
So loosely using the word.
She's like,
we need to define our terms, don't we?
I know $5 words. I just don't know what they mean.
The
use of skill. Yeah. Sorry. Who's reading this out now?
Go ahead.
All right. The use of skill to create or bring about something, especially with a consequent effort of artificiality. So there we go.
Okay.
Speaking of word salad.
Yeah, I guess that's the way you would describe it then, as contrivance. Because I just honestly, I figured the governor was dead. He's like in this giant horde of zombies, and like I said, not a scratch on him. And if I remember right, he winds up killing her at the end of that episode. Andrea. So I'm like, it was just kind of like that's it. And Carl was still around, and it just bugged me. God, that little bugger gone.
Mm-hmm.
Carl. Yeah.
If there's a kid that is stupid on The Walking Dead, Carol just tells him to look at the flowers. Then we know what happens after that. Yeah. I tried telling Emily to look at the wall.
Bed with...
In the beginning of Scream, the Friday the 13th question, the killer didn't specify which Friday the 13th. Well, he didn't say Friday the 13th Part 2, Friday the 13th Part 3, Friday the 13th Part 4, Friday the 13th Part 5.
Yeah.
And Friday the 13th.
It's not like Drew Barrymore was like, is that an ellipsis or are we done?
I didn't see Jason Goes to Hell. Okay.
Jason Hamilton just piggybacked what I just said. Yeah, so the second topic, animals that would make a great creature feature.
Yeah, this was an interesting one. Who brought this up? Was it you?
I think it was you.
I brought the possession thing.
I don't remember who it was.
All right, do you want to talk about this possession thing?
No, the animals. Emily.
Well, I don't have a lot of experience with creature features. The strangest one I've seen that was an animal-related horror movie was Black Sheep, I think. But that was a comedy horror, so it was meant to be slightly bonkers. And of course, they use all the sheep puns that there are.
Yeah, that's a very good movie too.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
it's good. It's bizarre.
New Zealand, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. It's either there or Wales.
Yeah, so. I thought it was out of New Zealand, but yeah, it's the bizarrest movie.
Australia, Canada, same shit.
It's someplace with a lot of sheep. I think in New Zealand there are more sheep than people.
At least according to this movie. Yeah, animals that make. I mean, there's been quite a few. I mean, just creature features. I mean, you go down the Roger Corman list. You got Sharktopus. Dino Shark. I mean, anything you can mix with a shark or a whale, like werewhale.
Werewhale?
Werewhale.
Or a
Werewhale versus Sharktopus was actually a movie.
How about a pastor?
A velocipaster, yeah.
That looks interesting, doesn't it?
Oh man.
It's a movie about a priest that's in China, and he can turn into a dinosaur, and a hooker tells him to use his powers for good. Yeah.
And
he needs a hooker to tell him that?
And the funding got through. They shot an entire film.
I'd like to see the religious conundrum he has within himself when he becomes a dinosaur, because those things aren't supposed to exist, according to him.
Oh, it's like paper mache. I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I don't...
She's got a good point.
Missed opportunity there, I think.
She's got a good point there when you think about it. I mean, a priest believes in the divine, you know, and
Earth is only supposed to be a couple thousand years old.
And dinosaurs are evolution, and usually one doesn't believe in the
other. Maybe that's part of his character's inner struggle.
Yeah, that and the fact he's hanging out with the hooker telling him to do good.
What was his 46 seconds we talked about that character? I think that's more than the director thought of.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you could probably catch them on the Dorkening in sorry, Wolf.
No, no, I know what you're saying. I'm trying to.
No. All right.
Love.
Yeah, right. So I'll be dragged into that one. It's all right.
No, I mean, there's been quite a
few. Do you think they'll ever do a legit creature feature? Like, listen, the Sharknado, everything that you were talking about. Yeah, those are classified as like B, C, D.
Does Cloverfield count? That was from what was it, 2009?
But would you consider Godzilla a creature feature?
Yeah, well,
it's a creature of man. I mean, according to the first Godzilla movie, I mean, he was created because of the bombings on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Well, I think of like Wolfman. I think of the Black Lagoon.
Wait. So does creature feature equate to giant? Because something like Arachnophobia, it has a big-ish spider, but it also has loads and loads of little ones. So does that count?
Who's the authority? Who do we check?
I don't know. I don't even know who brought this up.
As far as creature features go, I always look at it as you can see a sheet, as Emily brought it up. You know, that's a natural thing. But once man gets involved and injects his, you know, whether it's radiation or poison of some kind, or his ideas into it, it becomes a creature of its own. So, is radiation, yeah.
Oh, you're going to love my radiation.
Emily is disappearing into the background because she's so red.
Wait, what? Have you had many moments of dealing with man's radiation there, Emily? No, she killed herself. Patrick, what are you talking about? Who is she, man? What the fuck? A few years ago, when the reactor melted down in Japan, I wanted to take a lizard over there and drop it in the reactor to see if Godzilla could really be made. Yeah, Andrea.
That was more than a couple of years ago, man. That was like it's been a while now.
Okay, so Patrick's getting it. At least he's getting it before I'm asking him, because he had Andrea ready. A little bit faster, Patrick. I can't read that. I mean, your sentences just look like generic. I don't know. Look like Mad Libs. 74. What's 74 mean? That was the year this movie was made. Oh, okay.
No, but I'm just saying, anytime that man creates something from other things, it's more or less that to me is a creature feature.
Oh, I see.
You know?
So man's stupidity. Bringing it back. Man's involvement, you know. No. Sure. Okay.
Even if it's something like the movie The Stuff.
Oh yeah, very good movie.
Wow.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't seen that. What's going on here? What?
I'm adding that to your list.
I'm playing the role of Emily for today's episode. I haven't seen a fucking thing.
Yeah, the Stuff. It came out in '85, I believe it was.
Maybe.
It's kind of like Fluff, right? Something like that. It's like
something like Fluff. Yeah, it's a natural. It was actually something natural that was discovered underneath the earth, and they thought, hey, we can take this and develop it into kind of like a yogurt type substance.
Within the first 20 seconds of the movie, some guys found this stuff bubbling up from the ground and had a taste.
Yeah.
It's his first instinct. Yeah, he just scoops it up. I wonder what this is. This is all right. We could sell this.
Exactly.
That's 20 seconds.
All right. Well,
and it becomes an addiction for everybody in the country. You know. But man's involved. Could have just left that crap there.
I'd like to see a creature feature where man isn't involved. Like there's a giant spider wandering through the forests of Borneo, and there's all these other animals. Like, what are we going to do about these giant spiders? And you don't see a single human being. That might be interesting.
Well, isn't that kind? Well, there's always these morals laced into horror films. Isn't that kind of like slasher films is really the morals about, don't fuck, don't get high. And I guess creature features are to tell us that, stop putting nuclear waste in the animals.
No, it's all about the environment. It really is. It's a yell out to watch out for the environment and stuff like that.
Yeah, the environment. That's what I meant. Not nuclear waste in the animal pen.
That too.
You just stopped at animals. That's what made me laugh.
You were laughing by the time I said pen, but the dumbest creature feature was on Sci-Fi. It was called Sharktopus. It was half shark, half octopus. Wolf just brought that up, didn't you?
Actually, I brought that up, but I'm gonna say the dumbest one was actually Sharktopus versus Werewolf.
Oh,
sorry, but I'm gonna raise it. I'm gonna see your Sharktopus and raise it a werewolf.
I'm wondering how werewolf works, because they're presumably too far down to be affected by the moon, but the tide isn't. So just once a month, this whale gets washed ashore.
Emily, what the fuck, man?
It's actually.
I'm overthinking it. I know.
Holy shit!
It's actually a cross between a wolf and a whale.
That makes sense.
Oh, way better.
I would actually see a movie there. That's the sad thing.
You had me at cross between.
No, but there's been some interesting like in 1979 there was a movie called The Prophecy, which was about this Native American mutant bear creature. That would, I mean, at the time in the movie, the Native Americans were fighting with the government about logging on certain parts of the land, and then out of nowhere, this mutant bear creature comes to take care of all the loggers. It's one of those cool. I mean, if you haven't seen it, I don't know if it holds up now, compared to what we've had, but it's a fun movie to watch. As far as creature features go.
The Prophecy?
Oh,
The Prophecy. Not the one with Christopher Walken about angels. That wasn't
because he was in another bear movie, but that was the
Dead Zone? Oh wait, no, that's not
it. No, never mind.
The hockey scene scared the shit out of me.
Christopher Walken was that the one where he was abducted by aliens?
Oh.
Wolf?
When she said abducted, I thought of Suicide Kings, but that's a whole different.
Oh my God! Yeah, with Dennis Leary and others.
Yeah.
I confused myself now. There was a movie where Christopher Walken was abducted by aliens or visited by aliens or probed with something.
Does it really matter?
How can that not matter?
I'm being probed.
I was trying so hard to avoid that. Deep Blue Sea is a creature feature. Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anytime man's involved, man.
So let's put a pin in this because I want to go get the definition of creature feature. And it's too vast by that instant. Like it's just too much. All right. So Wolf, the last topic of the day, possessed objects in movies. Yeah,
we brought this up. The few that I brought up right away. I mean, most of them are like. You got Christine, the car, the hearse. A lot of them are vehicles, but there have been others. There's actually a movie coming out that it's going to be out in a couple of weeks here in the U.S. Called Wish Upon, which has got this really weird box in it, and it looks like that's going to be kind of a possession type movie. Because you get like 7 wishes, and then some. Obviously, it's the old joke. It's like, hey, you can wish for anything you want.
Monkey's paw type thing.
Yeah, exactly. And there you go, monkey's paw. Yeah, and you can get anything you want, but there's always like a twist to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dybbuk box, Mama, not Mama, but the Possession,
Mm-hmm.
where they actually own a Dybbuk box that has a possessed demon in it.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys' thoughts on?
Well, would you count Evil Dead?
A few things get possessed.
Tree gets
Evil Dead is a possession film.
Yeah. Evil Dead 2 is when it gets a bit wacky, like with taxidermied deer heads and fucking hands and all sorts.
How does it go again?
Hands.
Is
that what hands do?
Mm-hmm.
And I know, Emily, that's something that in the second one, you know, where they took that idea with the hand. They put that in Red Dwarf.
Oh yeah, I guess
here we
so.
go again. Wow, now I know what it's like to be Zach. This is insane. What is going on here?
Again, it seems like every time we talk to the people watching, every time we talk, Emily and I wind up talking about Red Dwarf and Cece's.
Dude, I've probably put in like 70 hours catching this girl up on movies, and like you guys have talked about 6 things that I've never heard of. What the fuck is going on here?
And CP's like, "What's Red Dwarf?" And
no, I know, I've heard about it last time, but I fucking what?
But yeah, there's a scene where I can't name the episode right off the top of my head, but Crichton, who is a mechanoid, takes his hand off and takes an eye out, and he attaches it to his hand and uses it as kind of like a little spider.
This is Terraform. That's the one where Rimmer is on a planet that mimics his entire psyche.
That's
very interesting episode, but
of course,
with the hand.
And he makes a little spider-like creature out of it. And the minute I saw that episode, I'm like, they got that from Evil Dead 2.
Sure, maybe.
Well, just the idea.
Crichton's hand is rather belligerent.
Hand walking around.
Is belligerent the right word?
Belligerent? I don't know. What are you trying to say?
It's friendly. It's not trying to attack anybody.
Not belligerent.
What am I thinking of then?
I don't know.
Benevolent?
Friendly?
Yeah, benevolent, I think.
I love how Emily uses these giant words and doesn't even know what the fuck she's doing.
I know words, I just get them confused.
I typed the title up because you said fucking Contrivance versus Stupidity, and we're like, wait, what do you mean by Contrivance?
What she's saying is that with Crichton's hand, it's passive and not aggressive.
Yes, it's cute almost.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the fact that they turned it into like a little thing that walks across the, that in itself.
I was annoyed that they didn't put the eyeball on the middle finger, and instead it's here, so it has to kind of limp sideways.
And CP is checked out again.
I'm here. So Monkey's Paw, I looked quite a bit into that when I was doing Pet Sematary. Have either of you seen The Box?
Yes. Saw it in the theater. No.
Okay, so the premise of The Box is a dude rings a doorbell and brings this box with a little red button on it. And what's the catch, Wolf? You
have so much time.
Oh, I think I've heard of this.
I think it's a week.
You have 1 day. You have 1 day.
Oh, okay, yeah. You have so much time to hit the button on the box. If you do hit the button on the box, all your wishes and dreams will come true.
No.
What?
No. You get $1 million or something like that. You get a large sum of money. But
that's all my wishes and dreams.
But
somebody somewhere dies.
Yep.
That's the.
Yep.
And you don't know. It could be your brother, your sister, or it could just be some mailman, a zillion miles away.
Why'd you go with mailman?
It just
there's lots of mailmen out there. Mailmen, mail women, mail persons.
I just chose.
You are not going to make a Wachowski joke. I can see it in his eyes.
The male gaze is what I want. I'm sorry. I derailed myself. But the big sting at the end of that little spiel is the guy says, if you turn this down, somebody else will get this same exact offer. And I always thought like that was the ultimate mind fuck, where it was like, wait, if I turn this down, does that mean whoever the next person is, if they take the $1 million, do I die? Like,
exactly.
It's not that much of a mind fuck.
You're a mind fuck.
Your face is a mind fuck.
Okay.
And cunt. So it's not that much of a mind fuck. Go ahead. Finish.
No, because we're all going to die eventually. I mean, if someone turns up to kill you, you'll be like, oh, it's probably the box. But that's all.
What?
I mean, there's no sense in worrying about it. If you're going to die, you're going to die. And I presume this guy is going to offer it to someone else anyway. It's not like he made it especially for you.
But if you have control over this situation, wouldn't you think you'd like to influence it a little bit?
Isn't part of the thing though, like, isn't part of the thing though, is if you hit the button and you take the $1 million, then you are the one that has to pass it on? Or do they?
I don't know. I'm trying to think what the worst possible outcome of this offer could be.
Well, it sounds to me like you just walk on train tracks and say, well, if it's going to come, it's going to come. Well, I'm going to die someday. Why get out of the way of the train? Because
I wonder if I might be a nihilist.
Might be. Sorry, Wolf.
No, I get what she's saying. I mean, yeah, I get what she's saying is like, you can't just worry about it. But on the other hand, you have a point. You're like, just a second. I mean, if they do, it could be like the ultimate revenge. So everyone that turns it down is the next contestant on it. You bet your life. You know.
my gripe with the box is that was such a great idea. The first act is brilliant, and then it goes somewhere. It's just like, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, is that Richard Kelly? Is that the Donnie Darko director? Who did the box?
I think you're right about that.
Talk. Somebody talk. I'll. Or nobody talk.
No. No. I'm with you. The first act was the sad thing about the movie. It came out, and I was like, wow, a movie that's based on, because I think it was an old Richard Matheson story. The same.
It's based on Monkey's Paw. It's they have to give it credit in the credits. They have to give it credit in the credits. Yeah, and yes, it's Richard Kelly, the guy who did Donnie Darko and Southland Tales.
Donnie Darko, too.
One hit wonder.
What was the hit?
Wolf, Donnie Darko.
You're not a fan of that movie?
I don't understand that movie.
Emily, close your ears. Close your ears.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I've seen that movie 5 times, and I still don't understand what's going on in that movie. And if I don't understand it, I'm not going to dig it. So I don't dig it. I know. There's a lot of people.
No. I was telling her to unhinge her ears, because that's pretty close to on the available list of what we're doing next.
Oh.
So why spoil it this close to the?
No, I'm not gonna talk in depth about it. I'm just saying.
It's you know what, without saying the ending, it's really kind of hard to, like, I'd be hard pressed to define or give you
I think I have an idea of how it ends based on the fact that I know it's a sci-fi movie.
How's it end, Emily? Go ahead.
Aliens.
Wrong. That's how the box ends.
Oh. So you'll spoil the box, but not Donnie Darko?
Yeah, because fuck that movie.
That's how I feel about Donnie Darko.
Fair enough.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to you watch. I want to hear what you have to say about this movie fairly, because there's a lot of people that are big fans of Donnie Darko, and they're like, "Oh, this is the greatest movie ever." And
I am one of them, and I'll tell you what. When they did the director's cut, I was just like, "What?" There was like an extra 40 minutes, and it was like weird clips of, like, Richard Kelly. We get it. You had a cool idea, and you stepped in shit backwards somehow. Southland Tales, go fuck yourself. The Box, brilliant idea, terrible execution.
So only fuck yourself a little.
Yeah.
For the box, well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can take a good idea and just, punt it.
But after I saw Donnie Darko, I'm like, this guy do anything else? And then he did Southland Tales. I'm like, how's this guy even have a career after those first two movies?
Well, Southland Tales was. I mean, Donnie Darko needed to get that cult following.
But that's the sad part. Most movies that get cult followings, I mean, are really bad movies.
All right, okay. Give me a list of 5 things that you consider cult followings that are bad, or 3.
Donnie,
you consider Rocky Horror to be bad?
If it's camp, it's camp and it's over the top. It's not that great of. I mean, I like it, but it's not that great of a movie. To be honest.
Okay. Well, yeah, sure.
I'm trying to. You're like. I'm trying to think of like cult movies, but most.
Okay. Emily, would you go ahead, keep thinking, Wolf? Emily, would you consider Hellraiser a possession film?
But is the box possessed?
No, I'm asking you.
I wouldn't say so.
You can't counter my question with a question.
No. It's a link to the Cenobite, sure, but it's more of an item that summons them. It's not in and of itself possessed.
Right.
I forget in the second film how exactly they get to the realm of the Hellraisers. The fucking, I can't talk to how they get to the wherever it is.
Yeah, well, no, realm is actually
the Cenobites. I meant to say.
Yeah.
Patrick, I'm convinced you're like an hour behind. Because he literally just put, well, that escalated quickly. What?
Fidget spinners are really bad. Yeah, do you think they'll come up with a fidget spinner movie?
No.
Do you think it'll happen?
Oh my God. I would actually pay to see that. so like spins a fidget spinner, and it's like the Cenobite box or something. It's like,
see, that would be pretty cool. That sounds like a fun idea. It's not a shark that's also a dolphin, that's also a land animal, that's also a priest.
So how did this werewolf meet the whale in the first place? Was it like a beachside rendezvous, or?
No, it's just a scientist that took the two species and crossbred them, or cross geneticized them.
I see.
It didn't really breed them, but just took the genetics and kind of,
For reasons. I guess he was particularly baked that day.
Wolf,
for reasons that she wanted to. So.
Wolf, you have your homework. I want at least 3 at most. Well, I'd like 3 to 5 movies.
Brain Scan.
What's the problem with Brain Scan?
The ending.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean,
I wouldn't call that a cult film, though. It's not even out on Blu-ray.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of all the movies. It's like
I think Driller Killer is especially bad, just on a filmmaking level.
Wait, what? What's happened? What'd you say, Emily?
The Driller Killer is a cult film that I think is terrible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's you're talking about the Abe Ferrara movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is happening?
Well, they haven't remade it, have they?
What'd you say, CP?
Am I on a different planet? Like, what is going on here?
How have you not heard of Driller Killer?
I don't know.
That movie, that's a New York movie that came out like 1979, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So, I should have told my father's sperm to, I don't
No, I'm just saying, it's one of those things where it really does have a feeling for the grittiness of New York.
I thought it Grindhouse. It was trying to do something visually, but it was just kind of appalling to look at, I thought.
The shit you've seen, Emily, but not things like Fargo. Like, what the fuck is happening?
I had a weird upbringing, apparently.
Evidently.
Oh, the Driller Killer. That's a really good choice.
Yeah. Okay.
Poor CP sitting there wondering about life.
CP's just got this list going on the side of him. You know, he's like, now I'm in Emily Land. I've got a list.
I'm crossing off these major hits. Like, all right, we got Fargo, we got Eternal Sunshine, we got Being John Malkovich. And she's here with like, oh, have you seen Naked Nurses from Neptune? Like, wait, what?
That's what I haven't seen.
Yeah, the 3 N's.
Naked Nurses from Neptune. But I've seen Voluptuous Victims from Venus.
Hey, let's just keep going. Sexy Stewardesses from Saturn.
How did I know it was going to be Saturn?
But no, I mean, just really bizarre movies that seems like, I don't know, for some reason there's a ton of movies out there that people kind of like glom onto and say, this was the best blah. You know, like it's a terrible movie.
Good call. I completely agree.
I saw what it was trying to do.
I saw what it was trying to do, and I agree. But I mean, Tim Curry's the best thing in that movie, and that's the sad part of that thing.
You take Tim Curry out of that movie's nothing. It's nothing. And
I'm actually looking forward to the remake.
Yeah, all right.
No, I'm looking forward to it because it's not going to be a made-for-TV movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be, watered down like it was in 1990, and we're not going to have like, Tim Reed and Harry Anderson and Seth Green all trying to beat each other.
Really bootleg actors in that movie. Poor John Ritter.
They were TV actors at the time, so they got they were people that were popular on TV at the time. So like, hey, we get Harry Anderson from Night Court, Tim Reed from WKRP, and we'll make something out of this. People will watch it because they watch those shows.
Mm-hmm. We got your attention there, Emily? You all right? You want to?
Yeah, no, nothing. I'm good.
Do you want to balance your checkbook while we continue?
Could I? No, I'm
sorry. Can you?
I'm sorry.
Patrick, I don't know if this is a statement or a question, but he says, Wolfman, you think John Carpenter's The Thing was a bad movie?
Do you?
That's not true. That's not true at all. I just watched the Thing and the prequel Sunday night back to back to watch the 3-hour version. I watched the prequel and then I watched John Carpenter's The Thing. I love them both.
Okay. So Patrick Holmes is drunk or high or on a different planet.
Or all three. That actually sounds like a good time.
Yeah, Patrick, I don't know what did you mean, Wolfman? You think that was quite a staggering statement you made there. Wolfman, you think John Carpenter's The Thing was a bad movie? Was that a question mark? It was a question. Now he's saying it was a question.
Okay, no, I don't. In fact, it's probably one of the best remakes of a movie ever.
Yes.
I might disagree with you there, but okay.
What is the best remake ever?
I don't know. I just didn't think much of the Thing prequel remake, whatever the fuck.
Oh, no, he was talking about John Carpenter.
Yeah, well then. Oh, well, yeah. Well, I haven't seen The Thing from Another World, so but I'm assuming it's a lot better.
Well, The Thing from Another World is like a really, I mean, if you base it on the short story Who Goes There, The Thing from Another World
it's very loosely based on the book. I know that much.
Yeah, it's got really nothing to do with the book. James Arness.
CP, were you licking the screen?
Huh? No. What?
What were you doing?
I was reaching for something.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like he's licking the screen. Okay.
Yeah, I think he was. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
I have another stream to do in fucking 4 hours. I'm starting the party. Don't mind me.
No, so the original The Thing from Another World really has nothing to do with the book. Carpenter's The Thing from 1982 was more honest, more based on Who Goes There. And so I consider it probably one of the best remakes, compared to The Thing from Another World.
I think that's
I like the prequel. I mean, I thought the prequel fit in there well.
No, not picture. I think the 80s had the most healthy set of remakes between Scarface, The Thing, The Fly.
The Fly.
That was a very good remake.
Mm-hmm. It
Who
seems.
knew Cronenberg could actually do a movie where it's not too weird? Yeah.
Oh well.
Dude,
He hasn't
watch The
seen Videodrome
Brood,
yet.
watch Rabid, watch Shivers.
All right. Empty. Scanners was not incredibly weird.
No, but then you get Dead Ringers, which is about twin gynecologists, and
Yeah, I've always meant to see that one.
Oh yeah. You put that in the chat that one stream forever ago. Yeah. Twin gynecologist. Check. I'm in. Where do I sign?
They're
she was-
male twin gynecologists.
That's still okay.
All right.
yeah, she was trying to think of the name of it, and I blurted it out. And
Good call, Hamilton. He says The Crazies was a great remake.
Crazies was a great.
I agree. The problem with post 2000 remakes is it's such a flooded market. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a really good remake. Dawn of the Dead was a really good remake. And then it just gets fucking sloppy. Like there's a remake every 4 or 5 months now.
I mean, Dawn of the Dead was a good remake. TCM was a good remake.
That's what I just said, but thank you. Go ahead.
The Hills Have no. I'm continuing.
Oh,
but
yeah, you're right. I apologize.
The Hills Have Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The Ring, apparently. That was early 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah, 02. That's before everything I was talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shit.
But
We're all
then,
fucked.
but then you have Cabin Fever, the remake.
That was a remake?
Well, there was a remake called Cabin Fever. I mean, there was the original in 2002
Oh, I see.
with Serena Vincent.
Just
you
recently
know,
done.
And then there's been one like in 2015 or 2016.
Yeah.
And it was, they used the exact same script.
Mm-hmm. What's the point?
Got a different, well, the Eli Roth wanted to produce. What I see is the point was the fact that when they did the sequels to Cabin Fever, they just kind of like ran with their own ideas and ruined the idea of it being a decent franchise. So now they want to reboot it to start a better franchise. Then they use the same script, but they screwed that movie up big time.
Oh, they screwed it up. That's what they did.
Yeah.
They made it worse somehow.
I like the original Cabin Fever.
See, that's weird. Like I would consider myself an Eli Roth apologist. So what I'm gonna I was gonna let you open with the next sentence, but Cabin Fever is the one that I really can't wrap my head around. Like it's
what is? But think about it. What is more frightening than a killer that doesn't have a face? Does not really have a body. It's a virus. It's a flesh-eating virus.
Well, sure, but there have been psychological thriller movies like Contagion, Outbreak, that kind of thing before. I think the only thing this movie has going is the spectacularly gory, bloody, splattery effects. But the characters, I don't care. Let them get eaten. I don't care about them. Not even the dog, particularly. Well, I care about the dog. But
You don't like Dr. Mambo?
And what's with the weird hick kid with the Kid Rock hairdo? Like, huh?
Pancakes? You know, the one that yells pancakes?
Yeah.
Dennis?
Yeah. Is his name Dennis?
His name's Dennis.
Oh, I gotta rewatch it. A little white trash kid named Dennis.
No, I like the movie. I understand what Emily's saying about the characters. It's really hard to like a movie if like all the characters you just can't stand. They're like all self-absorbed, narcissistic people.
Homophobic, squirrel killing. Yeah.
James DeBello, yes, he did a great job playing that freaking. The thing is, like, so as you're watching it, even though you don't care for the characters, like, how are they? How are they going to die? And the only one
How do you think they're going to die?
Well, at the very end, Joey.
Yeah, the one who
die,
fucked off with all the beer. Yeah, but
he doesn't. But he doesn't die from the flesh-eating virus.
No, I'm aware.
No, it's the Night of the Living Dead ending for him.
So that's what I'm watching for? Oh, the twist ending. One of them didn't get killed by the virus.
I'm not trying to talk you into watching. I'm just saying I do like
snark sometimes. Just like such a.
I don't know where I get it from.
I honestly, I mean that's why we're all horror fans, though, because
Emily's snarky.
No, because there's a plethora of movies out there for everybody to love, and not everybody loves every movie. You know?
Yeah, good old horror.
But you know,
I mean,
you hear the premise of Cabin Fever, and then I say, okay, here's this movie called It Follows. It's kind of like what you're talking about, but done good.
No, it's not.
Well, technically, they're both STD type,
and they're things that you can't really. I mean, technically, they're not really a thing that you can
tangibly do anything.
Yeah,
to defend yourself against. Yeah,
right. But It Follows was terrible.
Oh my god!
It's not the cleverest with like the pool scene. Kind of silly.
There's so many.
Where's Lomax? I need to even up the room. What the fuck is going on here?
No, there's a. I didn't care for it, man. I sat through that. I saw that in the theater. I kept on hearing about how this was the greatest horror movie in the last 10 years.
This was the same year as The Babadook, wasn't it?
Yes.
The
Babadook, I finally saw for the first time like about a month ago, and I loved that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was very, very inventive, very well done. Not It Follows. No, that movie left a lot to be desired, and I look at it this way: if I walk out of the theater with more questions than answers, then the movie's a big fail for me, and that's what it was with It Follows.
Hey, don't see Alien Covenant. Just don't.
I did see Alien Covenant.
Oh.
Thoughts?
Wasn't that bad.
But you didn't have any questions when you left?
I had a few questions, but
wait.
more. No, but not more than answers.
Okay.
At least for me.
Okay. All right.
Maybe I'm not asking the same questions you are, but
but why space? No.
No. The only thing that I have to say about the next, I mean, I don't think Ridley Scott can do 4 more.
No.
He wants to do
they won't pay him to.
He wants to do like 4 more Alien movies, and to be honest, if they don't catch up to LV 426 or whatever it is in the next movie, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
All right.
Let's get that connection finally to the very first movie, which has been taken forever. I actually liked Prometheus, and I thought that this was a pretty good follow up to Prometheus. We finally understand where certain creatures came from, you know, in Covenant.
And David's just fucking awesome in that movie. Like,
yeah,
holy fuck! If I could David's awesome.
Nice save.
Hey, Patrick says he wasn't impressed with It Follows.
Yeah, it didn't do it for me, man. It just
see, like that. Emily brought up the Babadook. What the fuck was the M. Night movie that was before this most recent one?
The Visit.
The Visit. I thought had it felt like there was this premise, and it totally abandoned where I thought it was going, where it felt like I was giving it too much credit because again, this is shortly after the Babadook. I thought they were going to have a horror movie about getting old, and or Alzheimer's. And it felt like for a little bit that they were going to go through the horrors of, getting old and forgetting everything. But it took this stupid fucking turn. And I was sitting in a theater where people were laughing at shit. And I was just like, I quit. I quit. Nope.
Have you seen the Visit, Dan?
No, parts of it.
Yeah, no. Pat, Wolf, what's your name? Wolf? Visit?
Not too bad.
Really?
Yeah. I was the only I was kind of surprised because when they showed the trailer for this movie, I was like, oh, okay, it's I was like I was like with everyone else. I'm like, oh, it's M Night. Okay, well, I didn't mind Devil, which was a good movie, but he was only involved as a producer.
Right.
You know, and I like stuff like Unbreakable, and The Village wasn't so bad. I never liked Sixth Sense. You know,
mm-hmm.
I found it predictable. I've had it figured out like 20 minutes into the movie. So, but this one, when they showed the trailer, I was like, okay, this looks like an interesting movie. And then you get to watch the movie, and it's all found footage, and I thought that was kind of cool because I was kind of surprised that they didn't give that away in the trailer. Usually, a found footage movie is given away by just like tons of shaky cam in the trailer, and so I was like, okay, now you got me a little bit more interested. I'm not really big on found footage movies, but this doesn't look too bad. The little boy was annoying as hell, you know, but I like the girl. I thought she was a decent actress, and even though you thought it was a stupid twist at the end, I mean, yeah, you kind of see it coming.
No, not just that. It was the fact that like I was giving M. Night, or I was giving the movie a hell of a lot more credit for being something bigger. Like there was this subtext for like it was this horror movie that was all like the way the Babadook is kind of about mental. It's kind of about depression. It's the horrors of depression. I thought
grief and having a child that you hate secretly.
Right, and other ill-like feelings.
That kid should have got an Oscar for that movie because I just he was tremendous. He did a great job of me wanting to hate him.
Yeah, I don't want kids,
and it was on purpose. That was the good thing.
That's my point.
So that being said, I felt like The Visit was going to do this because we all, I mean, in some way, shape, or form, there's always this subtext about living forever, not wanting to die, hating getting old. It's splattered all over the place. And I thought we were getting this horror movie that really kind of covers the literal horrors of getting old and not having there be some sort of metaphor about it. But
yeah. And
then he just kind of fucked off on it. And like, I felt like, all right, give me that script and here, take the last 80 pages and let me work from this and then do something, I don't know, Babadook-ish. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? I'm a fucking refugee in Denmark. Who the fuck am I?
I didn't mind I didn't mind The Visit. It actually reignited a little faith I had in M. Night. So
and he followed it up pretty soundly.
And when he did the Split, when he did Split, that movie was just
M. Night said, "Hello."
What a twist.
When he did Split, that was just an awesome movie. So
Ryan Wood says,
go ahead.
I also didn't agree with the love It Follows got. Jason Hamilton says the best thing about It Follows was the score. I agree. Although that whole synth movement's got to start dying again because, all right, we get it. You like the 80s. Hangman was a great found footage film from the point of view of the killer. So how's it a found footage film then?
Because I guess they found his footage.
Was he wearing a GoPro?
That I'd like to see.
The
GoPro
movie,
killer.
The movie laid to rest. The killer wore a camera on his shoulder, but we never really got to watch that. That would have been cool if they did like a third. They did a second movie which sucked, but the third one, if they found like all the footage, just kind of like watched it.
Leslie Vernon needs to get a sequel.
No.
Yes. Behind the Mask.
No.
Yes. Why not? What is an extra movie going to do you harm? No.
Don't you dare.
It's going to take money that could be used on a decent movie and dump it into
like Velocipaster.
Yeah, that's the one I want. I'm hoping for Velocipaster too. The Coming.
Velocipaster or Behind the Mask 2. Then which one are you taking?
Neither.
I'm gonna feel like shit when I'm gonna have to talk to the director of Velocipaster and be like, "So, what are some of your influences for this?"
By the way,
Woody Allen voice the whole time.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a little high pitch for Woody Allen.
I was hoping he was going to do the Jerry Lewis thing. Well, director. You know, the guy with the camera and that thing.
Patrick Holmes, so on the visit, I was big on Unbreakable. Yeah, I agree. Unbreakable is my favorite M. Night movie. I thought the remake of Maniac was good.
I did like that. I haven't seen the original.
The remake of Maniac was actually, Sorry, go ahead.
That's pretty much all I was going to say. I'd never seen a first-person slasher killer movie before. So.
Yeah,
I hadn't.
Okay. No, that's
what CP? What do you have to say?
I don't have I'm waiting for Wolf to say something, and I want to talk about Peeping Tom. But go ahead, Wolf, please. I have nothing.
Oh, Peeping Tom. Well, I haven't seen that, but yeah, looks good. That's not entirely first person, is it?
No, that's where the POV shot really took off.
Yeah.
That movie ruined the guy's career, didn't it? The director.
Wait, where do I have that sound bite? Oh wait, something is coming soon. Never mind. Wolf.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
the original Hangman.
Well, no,
the original Maniac. Excuse me.
Getting back to Maniac, a while back ago, I recorded the Joe Spinella movie off TV, and it was kind of funny. It's like, so I recorded. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch this one weekend. You know, just kind of like didn't watch it right away. And then, like a week before, I picked up the remake with Elijah Wood. So I watched them back to back, and I used to love the Joe Spinella movie, but this movie is bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean, I don't know. I just must have been a total freak when I saw this, like in the early '80s as a kid. I'm like, because I just remember wanting to see it all the time, and now I look at it, I'm going, wow, the story really isn't there.
It's hard. It's hard going back to that shit. I don't know if it's nostalgia or what, but I mean, like I said, I watched The Burning. I mean, all right. So, I mean, in comparison, Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter, everybody is just talking about sex, like a virgin who wants to have sex the first time, a guy who wants to bang one of the twins and actually has a girlfriend who wants to go for a swim, and then there's the fucking the guy who's in the tent. He actually wants to bang the sister who just so happens to have, everything's about sex.
The little boy wants to bang everybody.
Yeah. He wants to watch people fucking nude.
And now he's got a band with a bunch of chicks backing him up. So.
Oh my god. Corey Feldman, the singer. And then, so the flip of that is The Burning, where they're like over dramatic about just the weirdest shit. Like, everybody should have been arrested. Like, there's this dude who watches a girl shower, and they just kind of give him the business because he's a little strange. Like, granted, the 80s, you know, sexual harassment. You predator, you. Oh, that's just Tom being Tom. But it was different. It was over dramatic. I guess I prefer just mindless sex talk over, like, I can't believe you dropped the soap. What the fuck? I'm not talking to you for a week. It's just, huh?
Yeah, I take your point.
It's just, I don't know.
To be fair, though, dropping the soap, that's just annoying.
Well, yeah,
depends on what you're doing after you're picking it up. So.
Jason Hamilton says, in The Hangman, he set up cameras in each part of the house and had cameras with him. He broke into their house and lived in while they were away and stayed in the attic when they came back.
Okay, so
sounds
they went
eerily
away.
similar to Black Christmas.
Oh, God, I think I've seen that. That's a fairly new movie, right, Jason? last 3 or 4
20
years.
minutes. 20 minutes later, you'll get your answer.
Well, no, Jason Hamilton says Friday the 13th is the first-person slasher. Kinda. Wolfie just like the shotgun through the windshield part of the original Maniac. Is that true?
When I was a kid, yeah. It was Tom Savini getting his head blown off by Tom Savini.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's the one.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it's at the time, yeah. I think I did like horror movies a little bit more for the gore when I was like a teenager. You know, gore and boobs. I mean,
well, isn't that true of everybody?
I think so.
Oh my God! I have seen Hangman. What the fuck?
Hey, it happened.
Hey, he's seen a movie.
Like seriously, not cool. Not cool, guys. I forgot. And Jeremy Sisto's in it. Jeremy Sisto from Clueless and Wrong Turn fame. Ty. Why would I go with Ty? Yes, he wears pantyhose on his head and Hangman. Yeah, it's an okay premise, Jason. Now that I've seen it and I'm remembering the movie that I so easily forgot, execution's a little funky. Has somebody got pissed at you for dropping the soap CPU? Well, every time I'm in jail. I mean, wait. No, never. So yeah, we've gone a nice full show here today. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up, guys?
Nope.
Always watch horror.
Yeah, this was supposed
at all times.
This was supposed to be like a 50-50 show, and this was just horror. Just nothing but horror. But
sorry,
whatever. It's all right.
Dude, it's called An American, a Werewolf, and London. I mean, where do you expect it to go?
America, God damn it, or London. Wolfie, what do you got coming up?
I will be on the Dorkening today. We're going to be talking with oh God.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing 2 shows today. I'm trying to think. The director from Gremlin, not Gremlins, not the 1984 movie. There's a new movie coming out called Gremlin, which is basically another version of the Dybbuk box.
Okay.
So looking forward to that. And I will be recording Sit Down with them. So that'll be up in a few weeks. The newest Sit Down that's up right now is Joe Stauffer, who did Pieces of Talent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's who Joe Stauffer is.
Yeah.
Sorry. He friended me on Facebook. I didn't know that name. I didn't know that name. Now you said it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. The writer, director, he wrote, directed, produced, edited. It took him 4 years to make Pieces of Talent because every time that he filmed something, he'd go back and go, it's not quite where I want it to be, you know? So it's a beautifully shot movie. So that's the newest Sit Down that's up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking for me anywhere on the internet, you can find me on 13th Wolfman on YouTube at the 13th Wolfman.
Mm-hmm.
Or 13th Wolfman on YouTube, at the 13th Wolfman on Twitter. I do this all the time. Tumblr, 13th
I know.
Wolfman
I was
on
just
the
thinking
Prowl.
the way you close the Dorkening, you have it like so memorized. What happened?
I don't know. Sunday on the Dorkening, Tuesday on Wicked Horror Show, and always doing Horror One with Kev. Yeah, it's
The 13th
usually just it just usually flows out just very simply. But
not today. Not today.
No.
All that maniac talk and
all that maniac talk.
Emily. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got?
Well, I saw The Bye-Bye Man recently, so
Still want to see that.
yeah, one of us is going to be covering it. And ultimately, I want to do a Marble Hornets review, but that might take a while. That has to do with Slender Man, for anyone who's familiar with him.
Kind of topical too, because there was just an HBO documentary on Slender Man. So.
Oh, was there another one?
Yeah, way to ride the wave.
Yeah, there was that.
Sure,
Is that the one where
That wasn't sarcastic. I was just shut up. God damn.
is that the one where they talk about the 2 girls that
One
that
Oh
killed
yeah,
someone?
that was a little while ago, wasn't it?
It was just on HBO like maybe a month ago.
Well, I'll see if I can find it. That might be interesting viewing.
Yeah, Uncle Don might be able to find it for you. Yeah, and Emily will be joining yours truly to finish the Friday the 13th Jarvis trilogy. Even if Paramount takes it down, at least you catch it live with us. And fuck you, Paramount. I'll just stream the whole fucking thing if they're going to take it down anyway. Yeah, you can catch me over on Drum Dums in about 2.5 hours if you're watching this live, or 8 p.m. or on Drum Dums if you're watching this in the future. And I have my. Go ahead, Wolf.
That's what, like, you say 2 hours. Is it 2 hours? It's like 4. It's like 2. Is it like the 30 time or the? Because I'm like, is that 4:30 my time?
It's almost midnight here, so it'll be about 2 a.m. Denmark local, which will be about an hour before sunrise. And yes, that's accurate. I don't know why. There's no darkness here.
Because summer, dude.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, it's not right, is it? Not right at all.
Oh, good call, Jason. Jason says you can stream the whole part 6. There's not an ounce of nudity in it. And that's why I knew I wanted to do it. Right. Exactly. Yeah, so there's that. Fuck it, there was something else. Knock Knock's coming up. Week 1 of Julindies should be coming up here. So within a week.
Knock Knock Eli Roth Knock Knock, or Knock Knock the mid-2000s really weird horror film.
Is there tits in the really weird Knock Knock?
The Eli Roth one there is.
Well, yeah. Savage Cinema's covering tits and hits in free fucking.
Well, that was a remake of it. That was a remake of a 70s film. So.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be talking about both Funny Games and Ellen Page, what's your name? God damn it.
Hard Candy.
Hard Candy. Thank you, sir.
Love that movie.
So there's that.
Me too.
And me 3. Something we could all agree on.
Hey.
And let's say goodnight with that one. Say goodbye, guys.
So you're saying you've seen Hard Candy?
I have. I could stream it right now if you want. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.